missed some
it was
beaches last night, dude.
Keep those arms, legs, personal belongings inside the tram. Do not reach out to touch the animals. They do have horns and antlers, and we sure wouldn't want anybody harmed by them. And there is no smoking. If you look to the right, folks, that is beautiful Mirror Lake. It is home to our waterfowl. If you look across Grant Road, you will see the Ulysses S. Grant Historic Site. It is free, it is open to the public. You can park right there for no charge. Now, this was all at one time called Whitehaven, and it belonged to Colonel Frederick Dent and his family. He was the father-in-law of Ulysses S. Grant. Grant was stationed in 1843 at Jefferson Barracks, and he came across his roommate from West Point, Frederick Dent. They became reacquainted, and Grant would come out here by horseback and visit the Dent family. In time, he fell in love with Julia Dent, and they were married, and they received 80 acres of what is now Grant's farm. About that same time, we have Adolphus Busch immigrating from Germany. He married Lily Ann Heiser in 1861, and her father Eberhard owned a small brewery in the city of St. Louis. Well, Adolphus joined Eberhard on that brewing endeavor, and together they built what we now know today as Anheuser-Busch. And you all know that Anheuser-Busch is the king of beers, right? Right. Yeah, you're a clap. That gentleman clapping just got everyone 2 complimentary Budweisers if you're 21 and you wish to partake.
I see people at the very front.
You will see a lot of these equestrian jumps throughout the park. And we're coming up to the main gates, built in 1913. August Busch Sr. had these built. And if you may have seen the Clydesdales hitched up to their wagons here on commercials. If you look to either side of the brick columns, you will see beautiful bronze statues of bucks. And atop, they have antlers that have been shed by other bucks, and they have been preserved and placed upon those beautiful statues. Coming up, we have a unique fence. It was built in the same time as the gate, and August Busch Sr. had this built to commemorate those who served in and lost their lives during the Civil War. It's unique because it's made of 2,563 rifle barrels during the Civil War. If you look to the right, folks, you see Grant's cabin. It was built in 1855. Grant built this. It is one of 2 structures that were built by and lived in by a president. The Grant family lived here. And if you look below, you see the cannons. You see the Miller wagon, followed by the Conestoga wagon. This cabin was on display in 1904 at our own Forest Park here in St. Louis during the World's Fair. And it was moved a number of times, and then it was up for auction, and August Bush Sr. purchased it for $5,000. He brought it back here to Grant's Farm, where it rightfully belongs. If you look to the left, you see some little tiny mini cabins over there. You wouldn't want to play with your dolls in those cabins. Those are beehives. We're going to have plenty one today.
Those are beehives.
Grant was the 18th president of the United States. He served for 2 terms, and he was a famous general during the Civil War. We are entering the 160-acre deer park. Grant's Farm is home to over 30 species of animals. They represent 6 of the 7 continents in the world. Now, we are mostly open, as you can see, but we do have some fencing and gates.
The road is a little
Keep your
dusty.
eyes peeled. Coming up, we have Twin Lakes, and you'll see a lot of our Canada geese here. They mate for life. They're a migratory bird, but if you live in St. Louis, you know that they are here pretty much year-round. Please sit down in that front row.
Dad, those are for me. There's no
Hey, those are-
These are
Yeah, that's right.
When we pass Twin Lake, you're going to see on the right a wood statue of a bear.
What is that?
This was done by chainsaw and chisel by a gentleman from
Just goes in the water.
Custis area. Came up, he took some of our trees that were no longer thriving, and he created many statues for us to enjoy.
I might have to sit there, Daddy.
There's an equestrian jump on the left. That's a very old one. Not only were the Bush family into their Clydesdales, but they were also into equestrian competitions for many, many decades.
I didn't know.
When you go to the courtyard barnhop area, you can check out the trophy room, and it has ribbons and trophies they won over many of those years. There's also a carriage
Dad, let
room
me get you a dad.
that is well worth seeing. It's got wagons and unique antique carriages in it.
What?
These are elk here. We have brown elk, we have white elk, and the elk range from Mexico to
I think we're gonna
Canada.
take a bite.
The white ones come from the northern Rocky Mountains of Canada. And look at the antlers. Those antlers are shed in the fall and winter. They regrow in the spring, and
Quickly, don't they?
they grow about an inch a day. That rack can weigh about 35 pounds when the elk sheds it. Look at this really large elk. It was the last to pass.
That's an elk? Oh gosh, that's a grown-up elk right there.
Some babies among them too, I just noticed. There's a little tiny one in the middle of that herd. And these are the Scottish Highland cattle. Yeah, he is telling us, I am the king of the beasts. He's fabulous guy. He is showing some. Wow. They get a little wild this time of year, mating season. Those are the Scottish Highlanders. There's about 5 babies among them there, and they come from the rugged coast of Scotland.
And then we switch seats.
There is another peacock there, wooden sculpture, right here on the right,
Oh,
right
wooden.
next to her.
Sitting
Okay,
on this side.
challenge on, llama. Gotta get this gate closed before these llamas decide they want to go to this other side. I'd stay away because this elk back here does not look very friendly.
That's a moose. That's a cow.
Over there.
The llama are kind of a protected animal we have out here. I'm not sure all the details of that, but
There's the llamas.
the donkeys are too as well. gate is closing. Stay here, Mr. Llama, or Mrs., whatever you are. Yeah, you. About closed. And look, the deer over there, folks. Yeah, he was he was definitely showing the dominance, I guess is what I would call it. There's some American bison there. We have a rather large bull there laying down, and there's some smaller ones among them. They can run about 35 miles an hour. They can turn on a dime. A lot of our deer. We have Cahse deer, fallow deer, and red deer. These are the water buffalo. They come from the swampy waters of Southeast Asia. They love the water. They're always in Mountain Lake. We might even see a couple of them up there. These are Cahse deer. They come from Japan and Korea. On the right.
Still got their spots.
And left. There's a baby over there.
He's rubbing his head on his friend's butt.
Now, the water buffalo are the oldest domesticated cattle. They have special hooves for those swampy waters that they live in. See if you see any in the water here. You just will see like their snout and their horns. I think they've got snout.
Holding on to this.
Don't pull on that, John.
Yeah, it looks like everybody's out from their swim. Here's a couple of our trumpeter swans on the right. And coming up, we have our zebras and our z-donk. The z-donk is a cross between a zebra and a donkey. And as you will see, it's the tanner of the three. And you can kind of see the faint striping on its body. And then look at the leggings it wears.
Look at the Z-donk. See his legs.
Obviously, zebras come from Africa originally. They're quite active.
Look at the zebra. But his body looks like
And those stripes, folks, they're like a fingerprint to you and me that identifies
yeah. Look up the Z-donk and zebras.
individual. Another wood carving.
Yeah.
That thought blows my mind to think that we all have different fingerprints right there. I mean, my thought. The ostrich pen is to the right, and it's near that red rock formation. We have Oscar, he's the larger, darker one. We have his mate Opal and their offspring.
Ostrich can run over 40
Olivia.
miles an hour.
Anybody seen them? There they are. They're in the front.
Oh, there they are. See?
Baby
They are a flightless bird that run very, very fast on land. They can run about 45 miles an hour. They don't play well with other animals, so they have a place of their own. So if you want your own place, that's one way to get it.
That's like a little shed for when it's really cold. You can go there to stay warm.
More deer on the right. Look at the fallow deer here to the left, Thomas.
Oh, look.
Very good about slowing down. And,
That one did
the fallow deer have sort of webbed, well, very webbed, I'd say, antlers that's unique to the deer. And they come from Corsica, Sardinia, and Spain. They're what you would think of as Bambi. Most of them have the spotting, like a Bambi would. But some of them are more of a solid color. They can even look up to a chocolate shade. And their little tails are always a wagging. Here's a little set of them over here on the right. They cute. Look at the baby. The baby's looking at us.
Is that the mama?
Hello.
Was that
And you see the different shadings on it. Beautiful. Oh, baby. Oh, they're on the left too. And we have wood carvings right here. A wolf and a fallow deer.
Oh, God.
Yeah, aren't they sweet?
Cutie.
Their tails are always wagging.
The trails are always wagging.
Baby nursing on mama down there.
Wait, do you mean they last all day?
So they're always wagging. I guess maybe not when they sleep. Ooh, keep crazy.
Today, folks, we have fun passes for sale. They are $10. With that, you get a ride on the carousel, as well as a snow cone or popsicle, and also two bottles of grain or milk to feed the goats. You buy those right at the Tier Garden in the store there, or if you bought them online, you can redeem them in the store for the hard copy. A lot of our cattle up here. Look at that. We are looking at the Ankoli. They have the wide horns. They come from Uganda, Africa. They live in very extreme temperatures, up to maybe 120 degrees. Oh, here's one up close. That looks like a Sika deer there. We also have Texas Longhorns, and the turkey are there too. Texas Longhorns come from Texas and Mexico. They have the squared off horn, and they were introduced by Christopher Columbus.
Looks like they're sleeping, Wayne. Yeah,
That looks like they're sleeping.
We do have shows tonight. Check them out. They're right behind the carousel. Not exactly sure the weekend time. They aren't they? Sleeping. No, it's not like summertime. Oh, we don't.
Right.
Oh, did you see that cutie?
I did see him.
That guy was so cute.
This has been a really wonderful pass through. I hope you all enjoyed that. And
Yeah.
Tom's a great. There's our donkeys up there under the shelter. Tom's a great driver, and I enjoy being with him. First time we've been together this season, but he really stops and lets you take a gander at everything. We're coming up to the Tier Garden. Remember, you're not going to leave from the Tier Garden. You're going to make your way doing activities down to the Courtyard Barn Hall. That is where you will leave from. And there's a band playing tonight. There's food, special foods. That's where the beer is, the complimentary Budweiser. So remember, boarding, beer, brats, and boarding.
This is the place where I saw Dominic and Diego.
When we get up here, you're going to hear the air brakes go whoosh. You will exit to your right, stay on the right side of the yellow line. And the Grants Farm team will get your strollers down for you. Just be sure you have all your belongings.
Right there.
Take your
Right
children,
there, getting off.
and children take your parents.
Who's on first? You or Sassy?
too. Gotta give him the phone. Hey, now give him the phone.
Okay. You get this silk from? You cover it on here. Here, give me a piece and I'll do it in there. they close.
confused by stuff.
A podcast.
You may buy it. Okay. Except the nurses. Can't be any worse than a pork pie, right? Come here.
as well as all of Anheuser-Busch. We hope you had a wonderful visit today. We hope you enjoyed it as much as we've enjoyed bringing it to you.